Hello, beautiful souls. It's Breanne here, your tarot reading, energy shifting, conspiracy guide to unraveling all things mystical. If you guys are looking for tarot predictions, deep dives into the unhidden truths, or some cosmic insight, you guys are in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey where we can decode the universe together. And as always, I encourage you guys all to use your discernment, take what resonates, leave what does not, and let's dive into the topic for today. Hello, beautiful souls. It's Breanne here. Welcome back to my channel. I've had a few requests to do a energy and tarot pull on Barron Trump, so we're going to be looking into that today and look at his energy and the momentum moving forward here. So let's dive right in. I'm going to pull the tarot with you guys, and I'm going to also see what's coming out of the crystal ball. So before I pulled the tarot cards with you guys, I just wanted to see the energy of what was coming out of the crystal ball. So I'm just going to take a moment here and we will see what we can see when it comes to Barron Trump. So the first thing that really comes up is I'm seeing almost, you know, the images of like a hurricane. There is like this massive hurricane, and I'm not meaning in a literal sense. I'm feeling that this is very much symbolic, but he is in that center of all this chaos and craziness happening. And he is this, let's say, presence that is here to serve as a stabilizing factor is what I'm seeing. So it's more about him stabilizing a force that is dealing with all this chaotic energy around him. These energy fields are all over the place. And it's a counterbalance because I'm also seeing it form into the Justice card and the scales, right? So if we look at the Justice card, and I feel like this is really pinpointing an energy of him being here. He is not here by accident, you guys. I would be really surprised if no major arcanas come out of this tarot card pull, because he has a very specific role and energy, and it feels like he is very much here to counterbalance. Now it's kind of interesting because I just keep seeing different tarot cards pop up, and I'm very strongly seeing that Hermit energy. I feel like he has so much knowledge and will continue to move forward in such an effortless way, but not in terms of like a ruler, but he has so much power behind his energy. And there's this energy where I feel like over the next, 2025, 2026, I do see him kind of being more behind the scenes, kind of just being involved, absolutely involved here, but more in the background. And I really see him like working on shaping future decisions here. And I feel like a lot of this is coming into the stability of the economy and the financial system. I feel like I feel like he's working really hard, and he's doing a very big job behind the scenes, whether we realize it or not here. It's like I'm seeing and getting this intuitive almost statement, okay? It's the sense of his role is to be this silent architect and play a major role in the shifts within the global structure, okay? So I think he's going to have a lot of power and influence, but more behind the scenes. I don't even know moving forward if he's going to have an extremely, big public role, but he's definitely very powerful with his energy. He has like this precise power about him. Like it's just very pinpointed is what I'm seeing. It's like I'm seeing a pin on the map, just very pinpointed energy. And it sounds like a weird comment, but that's kind of what I'm getting. So let's see what the future looks like when it comes to Barron Trump here. What do we have, Spirit? What's the future look like for Barron Trump and for the momentum going forward with his energy. Again, when I see, it's so interesting. I just keep seeing all these different tarot cards in the crystal ball, and it's like I'm seeing the lovers or something about this divine unity coming together. And I don't see Barron being necessarily like tied to the traditional Trump legacy, if that makes sense. I feel like he's very much creating a long lasting legacy, but in his own way. Okay. And a lot of these, I really get a strong, powerful presence from him. And there are a lot of politicians and leaders that are, let's say, so-called puppets or pawns, and I do not see that with his energy. Okay, so let's see what's coming out here. The Tower, the Hermit, that one came out in the crystal ball, and we did see a glimpse of that world as well. Back on the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. I think I may actually pull some oracles on this one. But again, see, this is so crazy, you guys. The first thing I seen in the crystal ball was the image of a hurricane. You know when you see the image when you're watching the Weather Network and they show it to you on the map? That's what I seen. And I seen Barron in the center of it, being this counter force, balancing out the chaos. Look at this. This is insane. We've got the Tower, there's the storm, we have him coming in, and this isn't necessarily the Justice card, but it's actually quite interesting because look at the imagery on this. The Six of Pentacles here, we have an image of her holding two different presents as well, two gifts, giving back, receiving, the giving, receiving, the community energy, moving people away from the chaotic storm here. This is the calm after the storm energy. So it absolutely does not surprise me that, again, he came out as the Hermit. And again, that's another big confirmation for me because I seen that in the crystal ball. So this is him. He has so much inner wisdom too, and I strongly get a lot here about him being an off-worlding, or embodying an off-worlding energy. Okay, we have the Hermit, we have the Three of Wands. This is that off-world energy. Wow, very interesting here. So again, I really was strongly seen in the crystal ball too that he is going to be very much an individual that is working behind the scenes, absolutely, with that Hermit energy. And if we look at that as well, I feel like this is him, like there's not an energy of impulse here. He's in the state of observing, watching, he's learning. He has a lot of access. I feel like he does have a lot of access to hidden knowledge here. There's a lot of information that he is aware of and that he's kind of absorbing at this time. And it's kind of interesting because I get that, again, as I said earlier, off-worlding energy, but I feel like he has this awareness, this wisdom about certain timelines that are happening. You know, it's like the awareness of timeline shifting, but in real time, if that makes sense. He sees the shifting of timelines happening here, and he's very much, you know, working behind the scenes with that energy. It's almost like very calculated moves as well, not in a bad way at all. I got no energy here showing that there's anything corrupt here. I actually get a very genuine, beautiful energy. And it feels like, again, look at this Nine of Pentacles lingering over on the back of the deck. This is all about our sovereignty, that freedom. So he's going to have a big role, more or less behind the scenes role and influence when it comes to the global structures that are being created and adjusted here. And I'm almost seeing the message of, again, remember when we talked about him being this counterbalancing force, a stabilizing force. There's a sense of his presence is absolutely going to help transition Earth from one paradigm to another. And when I look into his energy, you know, some leaders and certain high figures are very much about their personal growth and their personal agenda. And that's not what I get. This is such a bigger perspective, you guys. Again, he's absolutely not here by accident. This is him shaping and evolving his missions on a global momentum here. We have the world here. So these are not just hidden agendas where he is going to gain power and recognition, nothing like that. There's something bigger happening behind the scenes with Barron and his energy here. You know, when I was connecting to Sarah about Donald Trump's energy, she explained him as she labeled him as a disruptor, just being very loud, very disruptive, and bringing all of that chaos to the surface, right? And with Barron, it's very, very different, okay? I don't feel like he is at all interested in the conventional power. That's not at all what's coming up here. So it really shows that he has the ability to see beyond the reality here. And it's like the world it's being positioned for something bigger, something that is involving freedom. Look at that. Look at this energy. So absolutely beautiful. I am blown away with what has come out. So let's pull a few oracles and pair it with this tarot reading. So let's pull a few oracle cards and just see if we can deepen the message, get more insight on the tarot cards here. What do we have, Spirit? What is the true intentions of Barron Trump? What's the momentum with him working behind the scenes with that Hermit card? What do we have? What are his true intentions when it comes to the momentum moving forward for the collective? And Barron, we got shady over the tower, closing this cycle. Secluded, yes, absolutely. He's working behind the scenes to close out that cycle. Look at, is he going to be sharing some secrets, or he absolutely has knowledge of some secrets here? Faith, healing, and meditation. Letting go and moving on. Love message. All right, back of the deck is no strings. Look at how perfect that is. No strings. We have freedom, sovereignty. We have the whole entire global system shifting and changing for the better from what I can see here, you guys. So these cards absolutely kind of play off perfectly with what has come out with the tarot. I mean, again, if we look at the Hermit, this is representing him in his energy, and this is what he's doing, closing out this cycle of, guess what? This energy right here, this shady tower energy of all this corruptness that has been happening for way too long, you guys. So we have right in that present moment, we've got the Six of Pentacles and Secrets. So he is very, I mean, how old is he? I think he's, maybe 18, 19, somewhere around there. I could be incorrect, but he's definitely has a lot of influence behind the scenes and a lot of knowledge, you guys. I feel like he has so much knowledge here. And we kind of move forward. Again, I do see him consistently working behind the scenes from now into the future. I'm even seeing like 2030s. He's really going to step into a presence, but it still is feeling to me, as this says, secluded and behind the scenes here. We have a lot about him working behind the scenes because, again, I don't see his energy as wanting that power that a lot of elites have, and it's very different with him. So the outcome is beautiful. This is, again, as I always say with this card, the calm after the storm. This is moving certain structures, global systems into a whole new energy. And look at that. It's all about healing. It's a healing, faith, praying, okay, really good here. And look at this, and aspecting this, we have a lot of love coming out, and we have moving on, we have freeing ourselves, no strings attached, absolutely phenomenal. So I have got, not only just one or two amazing cards when we are looking into Barron's energy, but the fact that these oracles have come out, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of nasty oracles in this deck, and this is looking pretty phenomenal. So I'm really happy to see the energies and being able to dive into the momentum of Barron and his, let's say, his intentions. Of course, this is a perspective and an energy report, so please, use your discernment. But from what I can get, it's really positive energy coming from Barron Trump moving forward into the future. I think I'll pull a couple cards because I'm almost wondering, I keep seeing 2030s, like 2030. I'm just going to pull some tarot cards and see what kind of presence or leadership roles does really he have moving forward. I mean, I know I'm jumping ahead here, but is he going to be have a significant role or a leadership position in 2030 and moving forward? Like, why am I consistently seeing 2030 spirit? 2030. What does that look like when it comes to Barron Trump and the year 2030? 8 of Swords. 8 of Wands. Interesting. 2 8s. 7 of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. 8. Look, you guys. 8, 8, 8. 2 of Wands again. Or we had 3 of Wands last time. And Queen of Swords. With the 4 of Cups on the back of the deck. So to me, right off the bat, the 888 is screaming like a major reset, and 8 can be the energy of karma. So it's just like a karmic reset. That is incredible that those 8s came out. So, but kind of the bigger picture is he going to be stepping into more of a leadership role? I don't necessarily see him still being forefront, like front and center, but the thing is he has such a big role behind the scenes. There are a lot of people that want to keep him restricted here. This is interesting because the 8 of Wands is 8 of Swords in his energy is all about him being backed into a corner, okay? So this is him moving from being restricted to like full blast taking off here. Look at that 8 of Wands. Huge acceleration, which is, I'm wondering why I kept seeing 2030. So behind the scenes, he's working hard, he's learning, he's absorbing, he's, working with all this knowledge. And then he really steps into that role, I feel like potentially in 2030 for some reason is what I'm seeing here. So the thing is, though, I'm just wondering then if he's kind of forced between a bit of a confined or conflicted situation where it's like, okay, because here he is like slow and steady, very loyal, working on, again, a lot to do with the global structures, a lot with the pentacle energy here, okay? And when I look at the 8 of Wands, fast acceleration, this could even be like a sudden change, an unexpected sudden change, or people may also not see his true intentions, because there is a lot of kind of a bit about him being restricted here. Now, I think that there is going to be a swift decision in terms of him stepping into power or, having to walk away. But I don't see him doing that in terms of just abandoning ship. I absolutely don't. There is like a whole walking away from, again, the sense of being restricted. Because if we look at what's aspecting this, and I mean, I know Melania has brown hair, but this just screams her to me. Look at that face, just very serious, and very much a big part of his life here. And I think she has a lot of course, influence and connections when it comes to him moving forward here. So it feels like there is going to be swift action when a few years down the road. And this is him moving into, I do see him moving into power quite quickly here, but it's not power like we usually perceive it. There's more of, building up trust, building up structures that are shifting things. This is like a reevaluation. Things that have disconnected society and the structures behind the scene they're being dismantled here. And he has actually an extremely big role when it comes to that. I do not see him, let's say, fully trying to integrate traditional systems and power. It feels like he's trying to forge a new path here. And I'm almost wondering though, it's like if there's a period where he kind of disappears from the public, right? There's a sense of him going into, again, that hermit mode, but then re-emerging into a whole new form, okay? I don't know. That's kind of just what I'm seeing here. And it just feels like with this 888, there's just this major shift leading up to these crossroads and timelines into 2030s. So it'll be kind of interesting to see where Barron's role kind of is. Again, I think there could be a bit of a push to have him more in a leadership role, but I just don't see him wanting that. I have to say this was a much more interesting reading than I was initially thinking it was going to be. I've never looked into his energy before, and I didn't realize how much power he has and how much of an important role he truly has here. What else do we have? Final messages for Barron Trump moving forward. Was that a lot of cards? No, not necessarily. We got two. We've got Chop Chop, Imagine. You guys, remember in the beginning I said I seen the Justice, and we've got the Oracle To Be Fair card holding those scales. That's exactly what I seen. Oh my goodness. Okay, so to kind of let's say, wrap up the tarot reading here for Barron Trump, the fact that we have the Chop Chop Wood and the Imagine card. This is Barron, you guys, working hard behind the scenes, because imagine what the future can be like. We have a sense of the world isn't falling apart, you guys. It is transforming. And there are, we all play a really big role, whether we realize it or not. We all play a role in this transformation. So I don't want you guys to think that just because you don't have a high, position in the government or something of that matter, that your role doesn't matter, because everybody's role truly matters, and we're all playing a part in this. And humanity is waking up. And from what I can see, Barron's energy is a catalyst for moving through this transition. And it's really beautiful to see the sustainable energy that is coming out for the people. These are like new ways of living. This is balanced energy. This is, look at this, to be fair. Absolutely beautiful. And I am so excited to see the energy coming out in this tarot reading. Always, I wanted to thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know what you guys think. Questions, comments. If you guys have a certain video topic, let me know what you would like me to do a video on. I'm just going to take one final card, a final message for anyone who is watching. What do we need to know at this time, Spirit? So I love this. So we have on the back of the deck 222, which is an alignment, and we also have a 10. Okay, this is crazy. 1011, and I'm filming this at 111, or I'm finishing this up at 111. So there is also your 111. Absolutely beautiful synchronicity. So this is about new beginnings, a fresh start. and spiritual awakenings as well. So look at that, absolutely lovely and such a beautiful synchronistic end to the video. So much love. My heart goes out to all you guys, and until next time, bye for now.